million. Have I sabotaged any of the others yet? No, because I have complete lack of, complete confidence in my ability, my strategy. My winning strategy that I've come up with in the next 3 weeks to be able to win this competition.
Makes one wonder what performance could be affected by our weight by having damaged condition. Does it weigh less?
Yeah, it does. Paint weighs. Paint chips off.
If you're talking about 650 kilos, I don't think a tin of paint's going to make too much of a difference.
You didn't ask that. You just said, will it weigh less? And I said, yes. I answered the question for you.
That's one of those things where you are technically right. But that's
the best kind of right.
Is it really though?
Well, it's better than partly right, isn't it? Because then you're partly wrong as well. So you're either completely right, which is technically right, isn't it? I mean, you're either right or you're wrong. So technically, if you're right, you're right. If you're not technically right, then you're partly right or wrong. So I think it does matter.
Sure, buddy. Keep telling yourself that.
I don't have to, because I'm technically right.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with that. I'd rather be technically right than actually inept.
Yes, yes, we'll rename him Smudo Escobar.
Why?
With your greenhouses full of your vegetables and air quotes. Probably why you're making so much money. You're getting a good price for your tomatoes.
Yeah, I'm not producing tomatoes though.
There we go, he admitted it.
I'm producing lettuce.
Yep, beat back at you, Patrio, because I can't remember what I said. There's not that. That brings the mouse up. In FS19 it used to be middle mouse button for the horn, but now it just brings up the thing, so I don't know what the button is for the hang on. That's right, it's 0.
Yeah, 0.
Why didn't you make H the horn for H for horn instead of 0 for horn, giants? Let me guess,
H is a helper.
No, AI helper. Why isn't A start the helper?
Because A is for A, I want to turn that way.
Left, why isn't that L then? These are important questions. I think we need to answer these. Get an investigation going there.
Because it would cause too much havoc for the people using the Dovar keyboard input method.
The Dovar key input method?
Yeah, you shout at your computer.
Oh, so
How else are you supposed to force or push updates?
True, true.
Alright. Have we got any contracts left?
Negative. Apart from that bailing one, that's still stuck incomplete. For some reason it's on my list, even though it's not mine.
Oh, that'll be, sorry, well, it says complete. You shouldn't have one. The only one that,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
like a field
he's-
15 baling.
Yeah, but he's on field 16 though. So whose is field 15?
Fifteen's all the way up there.
Which last had some purple machinery, pink machinery on it.
Pink is DJ, isn't it?
Well, it's just the Smidolings he's dropped and left there, so. Yeah, well, this is just having one of those weird moments, because I could have sworn I did do this one last, because I was gloating about how easy those Smidolings were to use. Well, the butterflies. Once I finish ruining this Smidow's language.
Just try and finish the contract. If it's yours, you can collect the money. If not, then not.
Well, tried to, but just not having a bar of it, so I think it might just be stuck and glitching out, because I'm 100% sure that was ages ago I did that, and I've since cashed it in. That's good. That's just something that's sitting there and does someone.
You know what we could do, because he's done all the baling and everything. Once we've got nothing to do, I could give Smido contracting rights. You can bring your little auto-load trailer up to him and we can take those bales down and drop them off next to where they're going to be sold, because they'll probably end up going to you if they're on your trailer.
Yeah, he'll have to load them again on his trailer though. Once I load them...
No, hang on, let me
mine.
finish. I thought it was self-explanatory, but I'll finish it then. Because if you drop it off right next to the sales spot, I'll just come along, pick them up and throw them on there while I'm in his farm.
Ah, okay. Yeah, sure.
That update should be out soon, and hopefully we don't have to go off and roll them. We can get rid of that other farm, because I'll fix that issue as well.
Somebody will have to wrap the bales first though.
Oh, I thought it was just hail. Hail?
No, he has grass.
Hey. Oh, okay. Oh, wasn't he? Oh, he can only use the equipment he's given. Oh, well, in that case, no, bugger that. He can sort that out later. I did actually invite someone to come along and join us and hopefully do his work, but I haven't heard anything back because he's too busy doing a Patrio.
Flying around space and having fun blowing things up.
Yeah.
I had to think about that for a second, like,
Well, I invited Lossing. I thought he'd see if he wanted to join. Because he's the only one I know who's up. Oh, well, actually there was Feedy and Northern, but they were both in a channel together. But I didn't want to, interrupt that romantic moment, because, in America it's still Valentine's Day, so you never know. I'm joking, of course, ladies and gentlemen, about that. As far as I know. So, yeah, I can't think of anyone else. I could have asked Frith. But we all know what that answer would be.
Yeah. He's in bad, dude.
I wouldn't have got a yes, I wouldn't have got a no, I just would have got a whole bunch of Zs, or Zs, depending how you like to pronounce the letter.
So do you hit it back at people saying it's not pronounced New Zealand?
New Zealand.
That just seems wrong.
Oh, for the anime fans, Dragon Ball Z.
That's what it's called though.
That is indeed what it is called.
Well, I suppose for the English dub at least when you get the narrator. On the next episode of Dragon Ball Z!
You guys are still doing contracts, so
That is correct.
I am finished.
you're finished? Fair enough.
The only thing I was going to do was a quick BRB.
Oh, you can do that if you want. You're quite welcome to. Even if you weren't welcome to, you'd probably still do it anyway, so I don't know why I'm bothering saying anything. Just go do it. Go on, get it opened up with. Get it out of our systems. Systems of the downstairs for some fresh air. Patrio? Patrio? You still here, Patrio? Oh, hang on. Oh, surely I finished this contract. Let's have a wee look. No is the answer to that question. Need this little strip. Oh, he has gone. I was joking. I assume he has gone. Oh, he has gone because I've just checked the thing. He's got his little Patrio animation up there, which is quite neat. I like it. There you go. You wanted sabotage Aussie, you got it. I managed to get Patrio. I think it was his idea to go off and have a bio break, which gives me the opportunity to refresh the contracts and have first pick.
That is diabolical. I love it.
I am finished. That's why I was asking if you guys still had contracts, because I was thinking, oh, I should refresh the contracts. But if we're all doing contracts, there's no point. I mean, I could grab one. I only had one left. I now have none left. Can I just say holy and moly together?
That's a lot of contracts. Holy crap.
Well, I've grabbed a couple of doozies. The only problem with that is I'm going to be busy for the next 8 weeks. I'm going against my own theory. If you grab smaller contracts, you get to do more, you get through them quicker, do more, and you probably end up with more money. Hang on. What field was that, by the way?
Yeah, the only contracts where it's really worth it doing the large ones is anything where you have a chance of selling overhang crop and fertilizing, because that's a quick job to do. But everything else, medium-sized or smaller contracts are probably the smarter way to go.
I've got a big plough job to do, and I'm going to do it with me a Stevie plough. Right, where's that one? Field 10, which is up the other end. Funny enough, the plough that it gave me, I'm pretty sure the one they gave me is a 3-metre plough. Oh, hello, worker. If I borrowed the items. Yeah, the subsoil, I wish I had it. Actually, what I would prefer is the big John Deere. Subsoil is 18 metres, but you need like a 300 plus horsepower tractor for it. And the John Deere, slightly less, 15 metres wide. But this plough compared to the other ones, except for the Stevie ones and that John Deere one, goes like the clappers. I'm going in at a pretty speed, but my wheel's going around really, really slow. Can you see that? Maybe I should keep an eye on where I'm going. No, that's not mine. Yeah, I know. Actually, when it first came out, Farming Simulator 22, some of them were going a weird way. Doing some weird animations.
What are you doing?
Up and down, I reckon. I think that's the best way to approach this field. Maybe. Right at that corner there. Drop it on down. Reset, bring it up. Put it on, away we go. Fingers crossed they bring out stone contracting in the next update. Highly doubt it.
That'd be nice.
We get to keep all the stone at the end of it and make our $3 or $4 selling it.
Just treat it like a cultivating contract, you know?
You treat it like all contracts. You do the field, and when a certain percentage you say it's done, but we get to keep the stone. No, it's not that one. It's this one. Oh, hang on. It looks like my other guys made it. Right. You, sir. No, there we go. We'll get hired help to do you. It's a funny shaped field, but if we can get hired help to do it. And then I'll probably have to come in and sort of clear it off a bit. Or it does just enough, because it's a nice size field. So job completed. Alright, make sure it's just normal hired worker. Wrong button. That one. Yeah, that'll be it. Oh, that's a whip. Oh, okay. I thought the button for the lines only worked on the tractor you're in, not bring it up for all of them. See, Patrio snuck back in under the radar, trying to get his little things done. His secret plans are going without us noticing it. Your big brother's watching you, buddy.
Pot, kettle.
It depends what I'm doing, cooking or boiling some water for coffee.
I see a. Actually, when was that around? The time when you understand. Thanks for listening. The modern cassette was having a fight with the other popular media for cassette tape. I'm trying to think what era that was, because they weren't popular in Australia.
I thought there was only one type of cassette. Oh.
Well, the joke I was going to go with is, I'm pretty sure it's like around the 50s or 60s. You had the 8-track cassette.
Oh yes, the old 8-track. Yeah. I've seen
So
those on the History Channel.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a bit like Betamax is one of those things that at the time made your computing standard, but obviously cassettes won out. But the joke I was going to go for is, oh look, this John Deere's only got 4 tracks. And even a Cadillac's got more tracks than that. Although actually quite like this tractor.
Right. Yeah, there is. That's what brought me up thinking about the contract for start. I don't know why they didn't do it. I said it in one stream before, because surely there's contractors that do this. Farmers wouldn't want to do it because they've got to do it by hand. And if you've got a big field, I mean, if you've got a small field and all that and you can afford to do it, not that you can. Farmers don't make money, despite people thinking that they do because of this game, think that they make a lot of money, but they don't. Not at all.
They make a lot of money, they don't make a lot of profit.
Yeah, well, that's it. Actually, it was really interesting. I was talking with Aussie Farmer, the creator of Ninga Farms. Well, I mean, he did the map, but it's not really created it because it's actually the farm that he works on. I think it is Family Angel or something, I don't know. Anyway, we were talking about that the other night, about how much it costs him. There's like some of his fields, and you've seen, if you've played Ningham Farm, you know the farm I'm talking about, so you know the size of the fields. And there's some fields there that cost him almost $1 million worth of seed to plant. Because
that's hard to fathom.
Because the conversation came up because Duck Sully with his Let's Play videos has the $10 million loan limit, which we found. When I say we, I mean me, found the mod before it ended up on the mod hub. It was given to the mod hub, but the guy released it, or whoever released it, the modder released it, before it was on a site before it went onto the mod hub. And people watching his videos are complaining about it, that a real farmer wouldn't have a loan like that and everything else like that. And it just goes to show the assumption that this game can bring out in people's minds.
Yeah, I mean, that's what Frithka talks about a lot too, right? People telling him, yeah, a real farmer would never do it like that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the equipment's not cheap.
And then the real farmers clapping back, yeah, we actually would.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, look at the price of the machinery. Farmers won't be able to afford it and pay cash for it. They've got to get a loan, surely, and they've got millions and millions of dollars of machinery. And they don't make that at the end of the year. Like Clarkson's Farms, at the end of the year, from his, I mean, he had other income from the sheep and a few other bits and pieces and what he was making, but from the actual crop itself, including the government subsidy which they get, he got a few $100,000, well, almost £100,000 from the government. He made $300 profit, £300 profit, after a year's work from all of his crop that he planted. And he's got a rather large farm. He doesn't have a small one, so he's got decent sized fields and everything like that. So I don't know why people just naturally assume things because of a game and then go off and bleat at other people like they don't know you know, what happens in real life, but we do because we saw it in a game. There's also people, makes me laugh, there's people joining his Discord just to DM Dixley to tell him to use pallet because he's got auto load trailer, use pallet forks and stuff.
How about no?
Look, I understand it comes with the game and everything else like that. It's, you can say it's cheating, but not really, because on a farm, you might have someone that, you know, will put it onto the trailer and someone else drives it off. And that's essentially what an auto-load trailer is really representing, just like with bales and that. It's representing someone putting the bales on. In fact, it's probably more realistic because in the game, if you put in bales or a pallet thing on, if you know, depending how big it is, but especially with bales, you're not the only one that's doing that field, but you do it in game, you'd be the only one doing the field, most people, and then putting it onto the trailer yourself and then driving off. And generally, I mean, I'm only assuming, but it makes sense because farmers hire workers, they need them. There'll be one person, in fact, that's even first talked about it, who used to do farming. There'll be people that will put the bales onto the trailer, and there'll be one person who'll be driving it. That'll be their job, that's what they're there for. It's not one person doing the whole lot. So autoload trailers sort of doing that. Granted, you're not paying wages, but hence the reason why, and I thought about this, bring it into here, but it'd be hard to sort of police. But when 19 with our Let's Play with the contracting business we're trying to build, every time we used the autoload trailer, we took out $50 for each field it was used on to represent that we paid someone to load the autoload trailer. But I did actually say at the beginning of this, if you've got pallet hooks and all that, you're supposed to, well, sorry, if you've got pallets and all that with the greenhouses, you should be using pallet hooks to put it on. Bales was the only exception. But I'm not going to worry about that anymore.
I did pay for the front loading attachment and the pallet fork.
Yeah.
I have it. So
I reckon that's what we should do. If you're going to do pallets, even if you're going to use an auto-load trailer or you're going to do bales, I reckon the deal is you've got to buy the equipment for it. You don't have to use it, but you've got to buy the bale forks or the pallet forks and attach it. And they can just sit there.
Also, I'm still trying to save up for the home structure. I'm guessing the demountables are no.
What was that? Sort of missed that.
For the whole thing of if you've got land holdings, obviously have a domicile to go with it.
Yeah. I mean, fortunately, there's enough farms here, so you don't have to buy one if you buy one of those. If you end up buying a place that doesn't have a farmhouse on it, but a land that doesn't have farmhouse on it, you're going to need to put one on for sure. A place to stay, to sleep, make it look real. You know, just to try and keep some realism to this. Yes, it's a competition, but I think it needs to be done in the spirit of real farming, with the exceptions of things I don't like bale forks and pallet forks, until they fix that up. Mind you, it's probably really hard to try and do real world physics. I mean, then you get into more specialised simulations, you know, which is a conversation I sort of had the other night about what more can they do. And I reckon with farming sim, and that, the guys brought up a whole bunch of stuff you could do, because I mentioned that 85% of the game's already done because it's about farming. You've got the equipment, you plough the fields, there's not much you can do. And then they brought out all these different types of farming things you can do and everything in, but that's bringing in quite a lot of code and everything else, and you're getting into a more specialised set thing, more like a training simulation, like the difference between Microsoft Flight Simulator and PD3. PD3 is what a lot of people use who like their flight sims, but it's not actually a game, it's a training simulator that you can purchase. It's more specialised than Flight Simulator. And that's it. You know, you've got basically everything you sort of need here. Yes, extra cops, that's fine. But adding a whole different way of farming and stuff like that, well, you might as well just put that on mods and give people the option. So I reckon there's
Well, they did add a new way of farming, right? With the grapes and the olives.
Yeah. But there's so much more you could do, but at what point, how far do you take it? You know, you imagine how big the game's going to be and all the physics they've got to do. And yeah, people can think they can do this. And I've done it sometimes, but I've just got to remind myself that I'm not a coder, so I don't know how easy it is to code these things. Just because you think it can be done doesn't mean it can be done. And you just got to remember that some people are really, really good at their craft and some people aren't. And those people that are really, really good come with a high price tag. So, yeah, I don't know. I think people, sometimes there's a good idea of what to expect with this game and new releases, but sometimes I think this you're just thinking, asking or expecting way too much, because it won't suit everyone just because you like to have it. I mean, I'm sure farmers would like to have a bit more realism on what's going on, and we would too, but right down to every inch of it, compared to just adding a few more bits and pieces.
Mm.
And you're better off fine-tuning what you've already got first before you come along with new stuff, like AI workers, for instance. I'm going to get to this end of the row and put it on cruise control, and I'm going to disappear for a second because I forgot to fill my glass up with water and I really need a drink.
Although for the amount of money they probably need to pour into R&D to get the AI workers either meeting or exceeding expectations, you're almost better off just hiring a whole team of players just to join in and what do you call it, remote workforce.
I was sort of hoping that my fix would have stopped the dog coming through when it was barking, but it obviously came through then because I could see the microphone coming up, so if you heard the dog bark. No, it doesn't work. And what I mean by well, it came through. Well, I was picking it up on my OBS audio monitor. I found out today, ladies and gentlemen, I know I was going to go off, but it's quite a long thing here. I found out today that my compressor and noise gate and everything else for the scene I use in OBS just for this, doing this, somehow had reset it all itself, and it was picking up everything left, right, and centre. So. I fixed it just before the game, so hopefully all the outside noises won't come through like they have been, and I can leave a window open, which should be good. But like I've said before, people got to live their lives, and I'm just going to have to deal with it. And if that means shutting the window and living in a sauna, then I will have to do that. So, privacy-wise and everything else like that. I'm assuming you just want to hear me and nothing else.
You assumed right.
Oh, good. I'll mute you guys in.
Well, as long as you can hear us.
What was that?
Exactly.
Right, now I'm just going to go get my drink. Oxen, she parked back. Yeah, like I said before, I'm not one of these people that get upset with that. Like, you know, you get people that get upset with kids crying or dogs barking, but kids cry, dogs bark. No point getting upset about it. That's what they do. So I don't normally get used to it, upset about it. Doesn't bother me whatsoever. Right, I'm gonna go get my drink and I'll be right back.
whereas my opinion is I don't mind the fact that, you know, a baby will cry when it needs to, but it's when they hit that high pitch noise, it's like, give me a pair of earmuffs, please.
But with the baby, I don't mind, because you can't do much about it anyway, because it has no other means of communication. With small kids, though, like 4 or 5, it depends on how they cry. Is it a cry because they hurt themselves? Is it a cry because they're tired or hungry? Or is it a cry because they're throwing a tantrum? Because you can hear the difference.
Yeah, the tantrum one's the worst because it's, you know, cry for attention, squeal for attention, and I've got a sensitivity to really high pitched noises. So that causes me a physical discomfort.
Well, I heard blow darts with sleeping arrows help against that.
Well, I just keep a spray bottle of napalm.
He's joking, of course. Dear FBI agents. Right, Patrio?
Maybe. What was that one? Unattended children will be given sugar, promised a puppy, and then promptly returned to parents.
Yes. That's not diabolical at all. There's really a lack of decent medium-sized cultivators. I don't know why the 6-meter Amazon Power Harrow isn't in the game this time again. In 17 that was my favorite, and in 19 it was my favorite mod.
The only thing I'm wondering is whether JJ's subsoiler counts as ploughing, because I'm pretty sure last time I tried that it didn't count.
It does not. You have to buy it from the actual plow category.
So once he's done with that job,
for the contracts at least, for your own field, subsoiling counts as plowing. It does get rid of the needs plowing state. But for contracts, you need an actual plow.
yeah. So let's say Stevie one's got a bit of special sauce. I've hinted at that earlier, but I'll be interesting to see how far he gets with it. Or something checks his progress state and finds it's still 0.
No,
Hi, JJ.
if you try and use a subsoiler on a thing for plowing, it tells you don't have access to this land because you're using the wrong thing.
No, I had one where, because I had the was it the Coon one? I got a basic 6-meter subsoiler, and when I tried to use that for a plough contract, it did the field change but didn't register as being ploughed.
Why it took so long to get back, I decided, after I got my water, it was a bit hot, and I'll head back into some shorts after the cooler days, which I had to go outside because I finally was able to do some washing today after all the rain, and all my shorts were on the line, and grabbed a pair of shorts, and then while I was out there, nature gave me a call and asked me to call back, which I had to go and do.
See what saying goes. Call from nature, line 1.
So, I've got my water to replace the water I just lost. My legs feel cooler because I'm no longer in track pants on. I've got shorts. The sun has probably put some shades on. Thanks to my Irish reflective legs. Actually, not that bad, I'm just joking.
Oh, I keep forgetting the differences in climate. I was about to say, who the heck wears Cranky Pants? But it doesn't get that cold here. Regular long cargoes does fine for me.
I was never big on track pants, but now that I've lost the will to live, I don't care.
Yeah, I'll be Crocs and socks next.
I just got $4,000 in harvest income. Why?
Did you unload the trailer for the sugar beets yourself, maybe?
No. Well, I was in DJ's farm anyway. So
see,
DJ would have got
that's
it.
why.
No, I was in DJ's farm when I do it. I'm on my farm now. All I'm doing is ploughing and cultivating. I've done nothing to do with harvesting or anything. And I just got...
One of DJ's trailers just delivered sugar beets.
Yeah, but I shouldn't get it because I'm not in his farm now.
That is
When
true.
when I delivered it myself, I was in his farm. I wasn't in my farm, and it was part of the contract.
Yes, I get that, but that's the only thing that just delivered anything.
So why would I get the money for it?
No idea.
I definitely am in my farm, aren't I? Surely. Oh, I wouldn't be in my tractor if I wasn't in my farm. That's for sure. But yeah.
Did the money show up in your accounts as well, or did it just show on your screen?
Harvest income. Apparently, I've made $9,000 in harvest income.
That's weird then.
Now, I made none yesterday, so I'm guessing some of that was the sugar beet that I did on my contract when we did this on Sunday.
No idea, bud.
But it wouldn't have been $9,000 worth. I wouldn't have thought. In fact, I'm pretty sure it was only $2,000.
My only theory would have been, what do you call it? Because yeah, you're saying some of the sell points store, so let's just finally processed it through.
Maybe.
And I suppose that would have paid you immediately to...
Oh, didn't you do
receive
cotton?
those.
I did do cotton.
And maybe did you leave the cotton bales at the spinnery? Maybe.
No,
Did it took a while or something like that?
no, they didn't go to the spinning.
Then I'm all out of ideas.
Yeah, no idea. I mean, I got $4,000. That's fine by me, but why? So, I don't know why. I mean, if I can't figure out why, I can't give it back to wherever it came from.
Government subsidy signpost.
Well, I don't have a farm to put that down on, and we don't have it installed anyway.
Yeah, you could put down placeables any way you want, though. You don't need to. You do not need to own the land.
There we go.
Really? I thought you did.
Nope. At least in single player, you do not. You don't.
Well, if you got the place anywhere mod, yeah. But
yeah.
you'll probably find that in game no.
Vanilla, yeah, I was going to say.
I love the inspector mod. Look at me keeping an eye on my other worker, making sure he's doing his job. The GPS reading straight to my phone from the tractor. Used to get a lot of YouTube ads for a company that did that. So then, why are you telling me about this? I don't own a company. I don't own a vehicle. Why are you giving me this information?
Because you might be a jilted stalker.
That's harsh, man.
I didn't say he was, I said he might be. You might be concerned for your young one's well-being, so you bug the car to keep an eye on them. Make sure they're not trying to do anything reckless down the highway.